with the marketplace. Now, experts in corporate governance are impressing on government to strengthen confidence in public institutions by employing effective corporate governance structures. This follows recent dismissals of some CEOs of public institutions by the President. Chief Executive of the Corporate Governance Institute, Simon Osborne, has been speaking with Joy Business on this development during the launch of a Ghana branch of the Institute. There's more in this report.
It is very imperative for government to consider citing reasons for the dismissal of chief executives of some public institutions if corporate governance is anything to go by. That's according to the chief executive of the Governance Institute, Simon Osborne, who says the lack of a corporate governance structure in public institutions has the potential of resulting in more dismissals in the future. He was speaking to Joy Business at the launch of the Ghana branch of the Governance Institute in Accra.
What value they're giving back and how that value enhances the value of the organisation and its relevance to the society in which it operates. It starts with purpose, goes to the values, both of which have to be set by the board, and I'm not sure all organisations do that. And I'm sure in Ghana it's the same situation as it is in the UK.
Speaking about Ghana, recently we've had several of the chief executives at top levels of public institutions sacked. I mean, from your intellectual perspective, do you think this could have any impact on corporate governance structures in the country? Could there be any impact?
It certainly could. I mean, working on the assumption that there was a legitimate reason for sacking those chief executives, it's not just a case of replacing the chief executive, it's getting to the root cause of the problems that gave rise to each of those dismissals. And that's something the board has to look into. They can't just be content with replacing a person, an individual. There's probably an evidence of a deeper seated problem. And that comes back to the board's responsibility for culture. What are the forces that influence and drivers that influence the way that organisation operates?
Meanwhile, head of outreach at the Governance Institute, Teresa Maine, has been sharing with Joy Business how a Ghana branch of the Institute would impact good governance and board evaluation.
We will form proper committees and have a proper constitution there, and that branch will be here in Ghana to help and support all the local members and students and all the new graduates that are going to come through the program.
Why Ghana?
It's a growing market here. There's a lot of businesses here, and governance, we feel, is very forefront of the agenda here in Ghana. So we think it's a perfect opportunity for us to expand ICSA and get our members and students known out there for their skill sets in governance.
The call for good corporate governance is based on basic advantages it brings, including the enhancement of investor trust, protection of minority shareholders, and the encouragement of better decision-making and improved relations with workers, creditors, and stakeholders.
Now, Finance Minister Ken Ofori-Atta has given a strong indication he would be introducing new taxes during the mid-year budget review. The Finance Ministry over the past months has hinted of the need to review tax measures to make them more responsive to current trends. He has also argued that any review should help address challenges with revenue mobilization. Speaking to journalists after a meeting in Accra, he said all options are on the table in terms of reviewing the revenue strategies.
Be segueing from what I just said in terms of what government has given and a real sense of meeting our social contract obligation with the citizen. It's now to open up the books and say, okay, where do we want to go? What do we need to pay for? And therefore, how do we reframe our tax system or means of collecting revenue so we go ahead? So I don't really want to look at it as an imposition from me, but we sitting down and saying, okay, where are we going and what should we do? And that, in a stronger, socially stable environment is how business thrives. So me, it's a very holistic thing. It's not me against you. It's me saying, coming back, seeing a sense of state cohesion and saying, let me take this up to create economic freedom for us to be able to breathe, get the economy stable, and then we all realign and say, okay, how do we go forward? And I'll put that question really to you as opposed to me. I would like to do that because if I were to ask all of you, whether you filed your taxes on April 30th? Likely it is no. And the question is, why is it no? You know, because I might have gotten maybe another 1,000 cedis from you, 1,000 cedis from that person. And where are we as a nation going if a whole bunch of people are not paying taxes? In Rwanda, the average quote-unquote informal person has to pay taxes because there's an app on your phone, and we can track you, and it's very simple, and there are tax agents in every city or every village, and everybody files, and suddenly, you know, we move from 16% revenue to GDP to 26%. And then we can take care of the social services and create the kind of social stability that is required. So the question that I think journalists should begin to ask really is sitting back and saying, where do we as a state, Ghana, capture this sense of pride and dignity of a Ghana beyond aid, and not localize the question into whether it's business or whether it's what, but really, if there's free SHS, if electricity prices have gone down, if the economy is beginning to get stable, and if I go to England and I always pay my taxes, why is it that I'm not participating in this whole agenda of making Ghana a great nation?
Let's now turn our attention into the banking sector now. And Societe Generale Ghana has hinted of plans to go into financial consolidation as part of its growth strategy. The bank, however, maintains it has already come far in meeting the new capital requirement of 400 million Ghana cedis by September this year. Now, all banks in the country should meet the new capital levels by December or risk losing their licenses. Outgoing Managing Director Sionle Yeo was speaking after a business cocktail organized by his outfit to officially welcome Hakeem Wazani as new Managing Director of the bank.
Sionle, you know how I respect you. You know how I admire the tremendous job that you have done during these numerous years in Societe Generale.
The outgoing SG Ghana boss, Mr. Sionle Yeo, says he shares in government's vision of making the private sector engine of growth. He said the private sector needs financing from strong banks, hence the need for banks to increase their financial capacity.
And to get financing, we need strong banks. And if they want to enter into, let's say, very big projects, in terms of infrastructure, in terms of manufacturing, they need big financing. He has gained from his board at the group level to be part of the consolidation should there be any opportunity that we deem good for us. So clearly, not only we will meet the minimum capital required on our own, but also we are ready to be an actor, a player of a consolidation, should we have any significant opportunity.
On his part, head of SG Africa, Alexander Maymat, recalled that SG Paris and SG Ghana have in the past decade financed quite a number of projects in the various sectors of the economy.
You know, it's always easy for the head of Africa to work or to experience Africa rather than to experience the difficulties of the head office in Paris. We have fostered a relationship between our African bankers and our European bankers. We have put in place a very strong cooperation between SG China and SG Africa. And we will continue developing relationship and financial products to facilitate exchanges of trade and financial flows between the different parts of the continent.
The purpose of the business cocktail was to bid Mr. Yeo farewell and also welcome the new managing director, Hakeem Wazani. Speaking to Joy Business after the event, Mr. Wazani says clients' satisfaction would be his focus as he assumes the new role.
All the solutions we have to bring have to build solutions to respond to these needs. We don't innovate just for innovate. We innovate to respond to real needs of our customers. And all my job is to coordinate this job, to motivate my teams to be to listen to the needs of our clients and to use all the resources and the tools we have to respond by the right way to these needs. And I think that we will success on this.
The former SG Ghana boss, Sionle Yo, has been appointed as head of SG Eastern and Central Africa. Bismarck Ausa, Joy Business.
Now, in the quest to deepen financial inclusion and also expand customer base, banks are now adopting new innovations like banking apps to rake in more clients by the power of technology. But are these apps really catching up with the public? Charles Aite has been finding out.
So I do have here with me 3 lovely people to help us understand whether or not they have a banking app, they're using it, whether it's relevant to them at all. So let me start off with you, your name, and I'm going to move on to the other.
So I'm Kwesi.
Yeah. You're Kwesi, and how do I call you as well?
Carol.
Carol, and you are?
I'm Sinclair.
All right, so let's start the discussion now. I'm going to start off with you, Carol. Do you have a banking app?
No, please, I don't.
You don't have a banking app. What about you, Sinclair?
Yes, I do. I have one.
Oh, you have a banking app. And what about you, Kwesi?
I do have a banking app.
So that's 2 against 1. And let's center on you, Carol. Why don't you have a banking app?
Well, it's not because there's a problem with the app. I guess I just have a full storage on my phone, so I can't get it now. So that's like just a problem. But then I guess if I had the opportunity, I'll put it on my phone. Yeah.
So it's just a matter of the phone storage. But do you think it's very necessary for you as a modern day woman to have a banking application on your phone?
Yes. I think it's very necessary because there have been times that I actually needed to make a transaction from a remote area, but I wasn't able to do that because I don't have the app. And so I think it's a need. And also from a design perspective, because I do design thinking, I understand what it means for people to have service come to them instead of they go to the services.
All right, okay.
And so, yeah.
Let me rope in Sinclair. You have an app. For how long has this app been on your phone?
I think it's been on it for, a year or 2. But I would say it's a Kabank app. I don't use all the features on the app. I have specific ones that I go into, especially the branch locator and then the ATM locator as well.
Wow. So on a scale of 10 to 20, right. 20 being the highest, how often do you use this app?
I would say maybe up to 13.
13. That's going to be like a fail. You don't often use the application. What about you, Kwesi? Do you have this app? You say you have the app, but do you often use this app?
Okay, well, not often, not so often, but I would say 15, over 20. Yeah, because I think one thing about the app is that you're able to do all your transactions on the app, and just like Sinclair said, ATM locator and then branch locator, which is very important.
There is this perception, and let me get back to you, Carol. There's this perception that we have laggards in the system, those who are yet to catch up with the application of this whole thing called the banking application, because there is this fear that, what happens if the transaction fails? What happens if I lose my money at the end? Do you think that banks have not designed banking applications to really suit the thirst to have your transactions at the bank, or is it just that they're doing this because their competitors are also doing the same?
Well, I think for everything that's designed, there is a group of people who are laggards in every economy. So we have early adopters and laggards, right? And I think that for the kind of sector this is in, it being in the finance sector, it's quite risky to jump into any technology that comes on board, right? And so I think it's the nature of the industry more than anything else. And so I think it would take some time, but I honestly believe that it's an important step to making the economy better, because it makes everything much easier and convenient.
All right, let me end up with all 3 of you because I believe you also designed.
That has IT interacting with a section of the public on their use of banking apps. Away from that, Rana Motors and Metal Engineering Company, authorized distributors of Kia vehicles in Ghana, have lauded government for taking steps to reduce port inspection agencies. Vice President Dr. Mahamudu Bawumia recently announced the scaling down of agencies from 16 to 3 effective next month. It is meant to enhance the digitalization agenda on the robustness of the technology by the state for prompt port delivery system. Chief Operating Officer for Rana Motors, Kasim Odemat, says it is a good step to facilitate faster clearance of goods. He spoke with Joy Business at the opening of the new Rana Motors facility at Asafo near the VIP bus terminal in Kumasi. Prince Apia has the details.
The initiative announced by the Vice President Dr. Bawumia is to enhance the digitization agenda on the robustness of the technology by the state for prompt port delivery system. Chief Operations Officer of Rana Motors, Kasim Odaimat, says it is a good step to facilitate the clearing of goods.
Of course, it's a good step because, you mean the paperless system that they are putting in place? This will facilitate the business and the clearing of the goods to be faster. Of course, we have welcomed this, this step that the government is trying to put, and we are also constantly sitting as industry leaders from different companies. We are constantly calling to sit with the government to even discuss further on how we can improve things for the economy, because what we believe in, that when the economy is doing better and when the economy starts moving more, it will be good for the nation and it will be good for all of us as the people of Ghana.
He spoke to Love Business at the opening of the new facility by Rana Motors at Asafo in Kumasi. The office is offering a 15% special discount for some of its cars for residents of Kumasi. Rana Motors is currently a distributor of 12 models out of the Kia range. It has successfully acquired the dealership and distribution of other vehicle brands like Ford trucks, Hyundai trucks and buses. Mr. Odaimat says it is important for businesses to be closer to the market with their products.
Actually, for us, we've been in Kumasi for so many years in the Swami area, Swami Magazine. But we believe that the center of Kumasi is in this area. So that's why we said it is very important for us to have something in this part of Kumasi so we can serve better the people of Kumasi. So we decided to renovate this facility and start our business here. For us, we are striving to satisfy our customers more and more. So that means you have to have more branches and you have to be available next to your customer wherever he is in the country. So that's why it's very important for us to come and be here in Kumasi today. We are as well offering so many services in this part as the same we are offering in all our branches across the country. We are here to serve our customers better, and we would like to be closer and closer, as I said, to our customers.
Prince Apia reporting.
Now back in Accra, Promasidor Ghana, producers of Cowbell milk powder, has unveiled a new edition, Cowbell Gold, to its wide range of products. As part of their media tour, the group brought the new brand, which was launched in April this year, to the premises of Multimedia Group Limited this morning. Fauziatu Adam has been engaging the events and PR manager of Promasidor Ghana, Gideon Kodo, on the new product and now reports.
Cowbell has a new product in town called the Cowbell Gold. It's a mixture of chocolate, milk, malt, and sugar. I have the public relations manager of Cowbell, Mr. Gideon, to tell me more about the product penetration here in Ghana. Hi, Gideon.
Hey, how you doing?
I'm fine. What is happening here? Tell me.
So as you can tell, we really want to give an amazing experience to the listeners and viewers of Multimedia. with the newest product from Promasidor Ghana Limited, which is we are the producers of Cowbell, and our new product is Cowbell Gold. I want to give that rich experience and that amazing product to your listeners and your viewers as well.
Okay, how different is this product from the other products of Cowbell?
So Cowbell Gold is a 4-in-1, amazing, fantastic, crispy, fortified chocolate milk drink. It's made from the finest Ghanaian cocoa. It has malt, it has sugar. I mean, it has that perfect amount of milk and has all the nutritional relevance that you would need a chocolate milk drink to have. And we really want to introduce it to, we want the Ghanaian market to have a feel of this product. And that's why we are here today, starting with multimedia.
Okay, so what is today's activity all about?
So, this activity is mainly in partnership with multimedia. That's Joy FM, Adum FM. I believe when I say multimedia, it covers all the platforms. And we've decided, instead of going to the market as we do regularly to have the activations, why not we come here to the premises of multimedia and invite your listeners and your viewers to come and have a feel of this amazing product that we have in the market. And that's the main reason why we are here. And we're really excited to be part of this partnership.
Some people who had a taste of the new Cowbell Gold shared their experience of the product.
I think it tastes good. And I'll encourage everybody who is watching Joy News, listening to Adum Joy FM now to come to multimedia premises and enjoy Cowbell with us.
Oh, it's really, really nice. It's very tasty. So I recommend it to everyone out there. Yeah.
And on that note, we draw the curtains down on this afternoon's edition of the Marketplace. Many thanks for your company. Many thanks for joining me throughout the week. My name is Emmanuel Abuaji. We are certainly bring you some more business next week. Have a great weekend.